I'm never accepting a signing for this amount of money. But let me tell you why. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Yulisa. I am a notary public / loan signing agent. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about my first signing appointment. Let's get right into it. My first signing experience. The first signing that I got, I received a notification through SnapDocs. It was for a Saturday morning appointment. So I got that signing and it was pretty lowball. I finished the signing and I remember telling myself, I'm never accepting a signing for this amount of money. No, I received my signing on Friday. Signing was supposed to be the next morning, Saturday morning. I called the borrower and the borrower was telling me something about his closing disclosures. He was complaining about his closing disclosures, and I told him he needed to speak with his lender about, but he was obviously not happy. And this was not my first overall notary appointment. Before this, I started doing loan modifications. I started doing loan modifications. I did several of those. Those were pretty easy, pretty short and quick to the point, but that kind of got my feet wet a little, just to, you know, how to call people, how to handle a call with the borrower and just stuff like that. So when I called him, he was not happy. It did stress me out a little. I did advise him to call his lender. I myself went on SnapDocs and I notified them really quickly. I didn't get back till late Friday. I thought that appointment was going to be canceled. So the signing services got back to me pretty late on Friday, letting me know that the appointment was that we were going to go forward with the appointment. That night, I again called the bar. He didn't seem very happy yet, but he agreed to the appointment. I got documents that night. I printed those documents off and I added so many sticky notes. I added sticky notes to, I think, almost every single page. There were sticky notes all over the place with definitions. I then went in and added these are like the small tab sticky notes, and I added it to every single place where he needed a sign and then where I needed to notarize. That was just a very colorful packet, I'm not even kidding, and it was just a lot of sticky notes. That closing packet was 200 pages. It was a refi that was 200 pages long, which is pretty long for a refi. Usually refis are not that long. Anyways, that was a huge packet. That was so many documents. And my training I received from the NNA. So to be honest, there's a lot of documents in there that I had no idea what they were. But thankfully I had the documents the night before, so I just did a quick Google search and I would write down the definitions and what the documents were and how to explain them and how I needed to sign and how I notarized. So I just did a lot of research that night. Stressful. I drove 32 miles to get to the appointment, which for the pay and the time I spent there, plus the stress, it was just, to me, I'm like, I'm never accepting a signing this far for this amount of money. But anyways, so I did drive 32 miles to get there. Then from there, I drove 15 miles to FedEx, and then I drove all that back home. That took up the entire Saturday morning that I had. I don't quite remember what time my appointment was because this was back in October. So anyways, I get to the appointment. He seemed pretty nice. He didn't seem like he was upset or anything. And then he kind of told me the situation that he was dealing with his lender, yada, yada, yada. So we started the signing process. I was just taking too long to explain the document. I was explaining it too much. It got to a point where he didn't want to hear me anymore. And then was at the beginning, like really like going through the document, but there was 200 pages. I was in there for, I think, about an hour and 45 minutes, or an hour and 30 minutes maybe. That was a very long time. Now, that was my first signing. I mean, I kind of understand why it took that long, because it's your first signing, you know? And I had no clue what I was doing. Right after the signing, I went to drop them off at FedEx, and I double checked them again. Everything seemed perfectly fine. I just, you know, packaged them and sent them over. I did get a receipt for that, to have for my records, just in case they come back and they're like, we didn't get anything. Here's my receipt, I sent it. I was very nervous when I went back home. I'm like, what if I forgot something? What if I did something wrong? Like, this is a big deal. I mean, this is someone's mortgage. It's a big. Tuesday morning, I got a message through SnapDocs that the packet was perfect, and I felt so great. I did get paid $75 for the signing, and I don't think it was worth it, but that's when you're barely starting, that's how much you're gonna get paid, especially if you don't have any experience. But yeah, $75 I thought was a little bit not enough considering the expenses. Like, I deducted the mileage, the printing, and then my time. Overall, I think it was like, because it was an hour drive and then an hour and a half there, and then like going to FedEx, so it was about 3 hours of my time for $75. But I mean, it is your first signing. Your first signing is not going to be your best one. Trust me, I was in there. I didn't even know how I did it, but I did it, and I'm very thankful. What do I wish I could have told myself then that I know now is, one, don't take anything personal, because when I called him and he wasn't happy, I was taking it too personal, and it's not. And then one thing that I do see a lot, especially through SnapDocs, is they always try to lowball, and I do counter offer. You can do that. Don't go overboard, because there's obviously a middleman and they have to make money too. But, you know, be reasonable. You are worth something. Your work is worth something. Thank you very much for listening to my first signing appointment story. Just, if you're barely starting off, or even if you're not, sometimes you just have to not be hard on yourself. I keep repeating this a lot throughout my videos, but just remember to take it easy on yourself, to always be grateful for all that you can do, and never stop learning. I did only take the NNA training course, but I'm actually taking another training course right now currently, because I just want to up my skills. Sometimes I don't feel like I'm 100% prepared for everything and anything that can be thrown at me. So I am taking another course. I'm not going to say which one until, you know, I can actually give a review on it. Please hit that subscribe and notification bell so you get notified whenever I post. Please support a girl's dream of being a full-on entrepreneur. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a very blessed and wonderful day. Bye, guys.